Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a tarot oracle reading, and this is for the middle of the month of June. And Pisces, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Pisces, we all have a little bit of Pisces in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart done, what house is Pisces in on your birth chart? That will give you further clarity as to where this information shows up for you. Excuse me. Also, this is a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Let me just double check. Yes, we can see it all. Excuse me. All right, we do have the Ten of Swords as the underlying energy. So this is talking, and the swords are talking about your mental intelligence, discipline of your mind. It's the element of air, so it's thoughts. So some people are not thinking that highly of you. This is talking about sabotage, being stabbed in the back. It's talking like possibly for over a decade, or it can be even talking about, one person 10 times, 10 different people, 10 groups of people. This individual, they're saying, we want you down and out, and this it's about being stabbed in the back to the point where they hope you don't get back up again. And but this person does have their hand in the form of a blessing. So this is saying this is an end of this cycle. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and that this could be a blessing in disguise. We have that's for the underlying energy for the entire reading. And now this is for your internal forces. So the internal forces are the what ifs of life, basically. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if they do this and I have to do that? And what if they don't, etc.? It could keep you in this thinking loop on a constant reel. And this is talking, though, about having victory over this situation, basically. So your internal forces, this is a card of victory and leadership. And the wands in tarot represent the element of fire. This is... they're made of wood because wood feeds the fire, and this is about taking passionate action. The energy here is that there's been some sort of competition or a battle or of something, and it could be to get back up, basically, I feel is what this is talking about. When this much energy is directed towards you, that they want you unalive. For you to get back up is a victory in itself. And so this is talking about taking that passionate action and being a leader in your own right. And this is about reining in your emotions and disciplining your mind so you get back up and you're back in the game. And they might begrudge it. In the background there you can see some unhappy faces, but they have to admit that you're showing leadership. And this is, it takes a lot of courage to get back up. And it also takes a lot of courage to dig deep within yourself to get back up. So that's about being able to control your emotions has been a very big benefit here for you, Pisces. And then we have the Page of Wands. Pages are representing the energy of someone quite young, 7 to 14, that would work for the king and queen. And this might be significant. It might be saying that this information communication that's coming in could be from around that time frame when you were in elementary school, high school, or about to, college age. Or it could be coming from somewhere, something that happened or someone you knew back in that time frame, or even just someone from the past, present, or future, 7, 14, or 21 years ago. I don't know where all this coughing's coming from. I wasn't coughing before I started this reading, so I apologize here. The Page of Wands is talking about moving forward with passionate action, and the communication that either allows you to do so, or maybe some communication from because you did get back up again is what I'm kind of thinking here. This is how you feel about yourself right now. So this is someone, this is actually showing a lot of passion for life and for getting up and, exploring again, being an optimistic, in that energy of someone starting a new cycle, so this is good to be in this energy. The information, like in the old days, the pages would work, as I said, for the king and queen around 7 to 14. And then if they were good at what they were doing, they would maybe at 21, if they were still there, they would be considered for knighthood, as long as they could afford their own horse. So this is talking about an energy of a young, enthusiastic person. It's a real coup to be able to work for the king and the queen. You have to remember, back in those days, the life expectancy was very short, and this person would be living a much better lifestyle than most people. He's got this feather in his cap. He's dressed to the nines, and this is representing some sort of communication or information coming towards you, and that will make you want to get back up again, basically. And this energy. The wand talks about the deep roots of your ancestors, as well as the promise of descendants and living a good life, basically. A good, passionate life. The pyramids in the background here represent someone that wants to explore and move forward. So really good to see this energy here. It's awesome. And this energy could, the information in the old days, it would always be in person, but this very much could be any kind of form of information coming in. It doesn't have to be in person for you to recognize it as coming from the page. It could be a phone call, a text message, something in the mail. You could maybe get an email. This could represent maybe social media platform. You get a message, or you see an event posted and you go to that event, and then you run into someone and they have exactly the communication and the information that you are looking for. Now, the one thing about the Page of Wands to recognize is he really, really admires his wand. He is looking up to it. He quite often is thinking with his little head. Think of a young man about to start out on the adventures of life. And so you have to keep in mind that sometimes he doesn't have his mind on what he's talking about. So you want to double check and make sure it's accurate. Then we have this energy coming in of the King of Wands. So the Knight of Wands or the Page of Wands would work for the King of Wands. And the King of Wands, very much same energy here. It's like, again, that passion coming in. The wand is wooden because it fuels the passion. And the King of Wands is considered to be one of the sexiest kings. So this is some information I feel, and this is how you're feeling right now. And this is some information coming in about your abundance. And the king, he's like known to be a visionary, someone that has really good ideas about moving forward, loves adventure, very, very much the same energy as I described here. This energy also is protected by fire. You can see this from the salamander running by here. And then we have salamanders with their tails in a circle, and the energy of the lion here. This is talking about protection from fire. He's like, he's very fiery and, as I said, considered like one of the sexiest of the kings. So this could, in the background here on his throne, we see that the salamander and the lion talking about protection from fire, because he's smoking hot on his own. But this also sometimes can represent an energy of where there's smoke, there's fire, saying like this king, as much as he loves, to tackle new projects, and he's a visionary and he likes to explore new places, new adventures, that sometimes does bleed into his romantic love life. And so sometimes this is someone that would be the last of, like, the fire signs have a tendency to be the last to settle down. They value their independence and their freedom. And so it's good to keep that in mind. Where there's smoke, there could be fire. This king is, he's popular because he's fun to be with and he has a good sense of humor. And so he has a lot of options out there. So just keep that in mind. And then we have the Death card. This is talking about transition in this is abundance, and now this is a transition from when you were young. some level. This is about early communication. So there's some sort of transition with your early communication. Now, that could be this. You know, a lot of times people become afraid when they see this card because they think it represents actual death. In this case, it could represent, because it's communication from your younger. It could be a grandparent, or even depending on your age, a parent passing, crossing the veil. But it's basically about change. It's about a cycle of energy, one cycle coming to an end, as we see here, and a new one beginning. And there's promise of that. So there's light at the end of the tunnel. This is the sun is between these two pillars. That's talking about staying on your path of glory. And then we have this older person trying to barter with the Grim Reaper, and say, we don't want you to come through town, but change is going to come whether you like it or not. And that's what this card represents. And so these two young ones, they're like, yes, we do want you to come through town. We want some change. If you've ever lived in a small town, you would understand that. This little one is holding a bloom out, and we have a king that's been trampled. So this is talking about something that you thought would never, that was going to be there always, it is there, and that it's not going to change, and you could always rely on it. So sometimes this can represent the energy, because this is early communication. It could be talking about a shift in your family. Sometimes when the patriarch or matriarch of the family passes on, the family just kind of dissolves. Like it's like, you know, when your parents, maybe if it's the last parent and the family passes over, a lot of times that was the glue that holds a family together. So it could be talking about a lack of communication with your early family. And we do have that energy coming in with the page as well. That's something, talking about something in your early life. So there could be some sort of transition now. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll look into it as we go here. And then we have this energy of the, this is talking about the Eight of Cups, is talking about walking away from someone or something that you really love. So yeah, this doesn't have to be about a passing of an older, you know, of an older family member, but sometimes this energy, it's definitely walking away from something. And this is in your, the cups represent love in tarot. So quite often they do represent romantic love. So this could be, you know, in a romantic relationship, sometimes this card can quite often represent walking away from a relationship because of a third party involvement. We have 5 cups here, and then we have 2, a gap in 1. So this third party energy could have caused a gap in the relationship. And so it could be talking about walking away from a romantic relationship, or it could be talking about walking away from family because of some major transition in the family. Like it could be many things, you know. It could even be an argument, or like maybe there's a family business. It could be so many things. So let's just keep going here and see if we can pick up some more information. We do have, if you may know exactly what this is about, but I'm reading for several people, so we want to make sure that I'm covering kind of what's popping into my head as I do the reading here. And I have this 7 of Pentacles. Now the 7 of Pentacles, Pentacles in tarot do represent health, wealth, happiness, and that's in the 3rd dimensional, and you need money for sure, so to be happy in 3D. But the coin is representing the pentacle energy, but the pentacle energy is about earth and earthly matters. So this isn't just, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want to live. So this is talking about not just money, but lifestyle. This person, though, is standing here, and this is someone who's quite used to being successful. Like there's 7 pentacles here, and there's only 10 available in the tarot. So 10 would be billionaire, millionaire, or sorry, billionaire, trillionaire, and 9 would be multimillionaire. 9 or 8 would be millionaire. So this would be probably 700K, that type of energy. So it's not, this is someone that's used to being able to make shift happen. And, but he's looking at this and he's like, wow, I've put all this energy, time, money, and energy invested in this project or in this situation. And this is all I get out of it is 1 pentacle. Like, he's used to having way better success than this. His results are normally better than this. So he's trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong? What could I be doing differently? Like, what's going on here? You know, should I just walk away from this? And it looks like that's what he's considering doing. So it could be this, or walking away from a family situation, something that happened early in your life. And because this is your emotional foundation now, is walking away. And then this, though, is talking about lifestyle. Like, what can I do to improve that lifestyle? What can I do to make this situation better in whole? And then we have, what's coming up, though, we have the Aries energy, I feel is part of what's going on here, because your sign is Pisces, and Pisces is the senior executive, basically, of the tarot. This is the final card in the tarot. It's card number 12 out of 12, or the sign 12 out of 12. And this is water energy, and it's more dreamy and idealistic when it comes to life. It's kind of an energy of, you know, you go through life and then you find this is the best way to do something and it works, and you know, okay, this is going to work. I've been perfecting this for years now, and it always works. But then I think it was about now, I guess, what is it? It's it's more coming up to the middle of June. So it was about a month and a half ago that Neptune, which is a very large planet with a lot of pull, left the sign of Pisces, which Neptune rules Pisces, and was in Pisces for 14 years, and now it's left Pisces and it's moved into the sign of Aries. And Aries is totally like different from Piscean energy. Aries is the brand new baby of the zodiac. It's a newborn yelling its head off because it's not getting exactly what it wants, and the people around it are running around to try and please it. You know, and so this is the new energy we're in, and this is you know, Neptune was in Pisces for 14 years. It stays about 14 years in each sign, and now it's going to be in Aries for the next 14 years. So this is basically saying the way that, you know, we all have those ways, okay, this works, it always works. Well, it may not work anymore, and you might be feeling like you've lost your touch, or there's, you know, like maybe like what's wrong with me, or like why can't I make anything work? And it just may be that you need to tweak your energy a bit, tweak the project, tweak the way you approach it. Because Aries is ruled by Mars. It's a fire sign. And as I said, it's the newborn of the zodiac. And very, very different from the Pisces energy of what used to work. And so a lot of people are feeling this, but they're confused because, and it's irritating. You know, it's like when they update your cell phone, and then you can't figure out how to use it again. And then you just figured it out. Now you got to figure it out again. It's that type of energy. And so some people enjoy that energy and some don't, you know. Oh, yay, I get to learn how to use my cell phone all over again today. It's that kind of energy, but it's coming up in the way you do business, the way you approach relationships, all of that. It's shifting. And so it's good to be aware of that. And it could be something that just needs a little tweaking. So you might not want to give up on it. You might want to just take a look at it and think about, you know, what can I do differently now? And especially if you've walked away from, like, I feel this is more about walking away from it's something that happened early in life. So people that you've known for a long time, something's going on there. This could be part of that, or it could be the reason why. And now you're thinking, okay, now I've got to find a new way to do, you know, new people, new energy, new ways to do things. We do have a cup of love coming in, and this is talking about, you know, the knight in shining armor that comes through to save the damsel in distress in the romantic novels of past. A bit of a fantasy. Have you ever noticed they don't really show you what happens when they ride off to the castle? You know, it's like, okay, yay, but what happens when they get to the castle? Let's hope it's good. So this is talking about bringing in a cup of love. This is communication or some sort of energy of that, and it's talking about a new cup of love coming through, and usually this is authentic. This is someone that really wants to, and this could be your energy wanting to offer a cup of love. You definitely are feeling passionate about something after walking away from this and looking for like a new project, or so this quite often does represent romantic love, but the cups can also represent something or someone of any, you know, anyone or anything, but they also can represent something you love to be or something you love to do. So you know, maybe you've thought about it and you're like, oh, okay, I'll try doing what I love this way instead of the other way. We'll see, because this is talking about daily routine habits, you know, how you schedule your day, how your day goes, that type of energy being different. And then we're going to get the underlying energy for the external forces. And the external forces, we also have a knight coming in here for the external forces. And it's talking about a big pentacle here. So look at that. This could be good news coming in about this, that maybe you've gone, you know, and it's interesting also because we do have that energy of on June the 9th, and today it's the 11th as I do this reading. We do have the energy of Jupiter, which is the luckiest, you know, it's the happy-go-lucky Sagittarius energy, the Wheel of Fortune type energy, ruling that energy. And we have Venus, which is all about love, moving into they moved into the, Venus moved in with Jupiter into the sign of Cancer. But Venus is going to be leaving and going back into Leo. A lot of people said that June 9th is one of the luckiest day of the year for love and for money. And some were even saying for the entire decade. So I've been encouraging people for a few weeks now to take heed of that. I also want to remember to talk about the new moon. I'm not doing a bonus new moon reading because there's not a whole lot of new astrological energy coming up until the end of the month. So I'm going to do some random shift readings instead. But the new moon is going to be on the 14th, so it's just a few days away. We're starting to feel that energy. And the new moon is talking about, it's in the sign of Gemini, and it's talking about being able to take opportunities, like being new opportunities for our own personal growth. So if you're feeling that energy and you're in this energy, it looks like the universe is really supporting you here to approach things in that way. And it's also talking about being in a ability to improve your communications with yourself, I feel, and with others. So something is something definitely shifted when you walked away from something here, and I feel like this could just even represent your approach to life in general. Something happened here that, you know, as I said, it could have been someone from your early life, maybe crossed the veil, and that energy has shifted the family dynamic. You know, this can even be like your 80-year-old grandmother or 90-year-old great-grandfather, you know, that type of energy. He's always been around, and it just is like a steady person that's always been there your whole life. You're down your and someone that you looked up to. So it could be that type of energy. We do have for the external forces, this Knight of Pentacles. Now the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. This is communication coming in some form, like we had said before. It doesn't have to be in person like in the old days. That was the only way they had of long distance communication, is like handing a note or saying it, you know. And And so but the Knight of Pentacles is representing some information coming in, or communication coming in about Pentacles. And it's also talking about, this is the slowest moving knight in the deck. And it can be really frustrating waiting for this shift, this communication, this information to change. But when the Knight of Pentacles shows up with a Pentacle offering, it usually is a pretty solid offer. And this is talking about the external forces coming in, perhaps by walking out of this energy and shifting into a new way. This could still represent a relationship that you were in, and now you're looking, maybe you've met someone now, and that's what's missing from your lifestyle. And then you meet someone, and so this could change your lifestyle. We'll see. This could be a cup of romantic love, or it could be a cup of business, like partnership love, or it could be both. And then we have, look at this. This is coming in, the external forces. This is coming in as competition. So this is sibling rivalry. See this energy I'm picking up here. I feel like something happened. There was a split in the family, or, you might even, like, there's something that happened. And this is talking, this is my Mean Girls card. But it's quite often this is the only card that has adolescents fighting, like this, battling. And it looks like you come out the winner in the internal forces. And, the other ones, as I said, they're a bit begrudging, but they're recognizing you do deserve, you've shown yourself, you reined in your emotions, and you didn't get involved in the fight, and you moved on with victory. So maybe this is a habit of this family you're in, or this, if it's a business and not a family or a community, this could be like typical behind the scenes energy, where they're always gossiping and slandering and backstabbing people and that type of energy. So maybe this isn't something that has just been happening to you, but you have always chosen not to participate, that's the energy I'm picking up. This is like the Mean Girls card. Think about narcissistic cheerleaders, like young, that are in elementary school, like, grade 6 to grade 10, say. And they are at a competition and they want to win, but they can see another team there has better moves, or they're more put together. They deserve to win over them, but they don't want to accept that. So they'll do anything to win. They want that trophy. And so this is talking about, they'll do anything to get that trophy. And if they don't succeed, their mothers will pull strings behind the scenes to make sure that they do. It's that kind of energy, kind of immature attitude to competition. When you become more mature, you start to realize it doesn't matter if you're in a position maybe for work, for a promotion, or if you're in a competition or a sporting event, whatever that is. Maybe it's, this could possibly be talking about company politics too. Maybe someone, the head, like there's been a shift in the people in charge of the company, and everybody's kind of having to reposition themselves. I feel like it's some sort of energy like that. And you start to realize, like, okay, if I want to do really well at this interview, I need to rein in my emotions. I need to be on point. I need to be able to speak clearly, really present myself as the best I can. I need to calm down my nerves, tell my mind to be quiet, and move forward in a strong way in this interview too, so I can get that promotion. And that's the energy, like using that competition, all the times that you've had to go out there and compete, and you realize, hey, I'm actually just competing against myself. Like, if I can do the best job I can do, that's all I can do anyway. And if you can even become 1% better at something every time you go out there, or you add something to it, you put that little tiny bit of extra effort, not huge amounts, but just, you don't want to burn yourself out, but just, okay, making small adjustments. What can I do better? Just one small thing I can do better this time at this interview. And then it works out in your favor. It's better to learn from the competition instead of, you know, getting all worked up by it. And especially if you can see they're better than you, why not learn from them, watch them, see what they're doing, see if you can figure out how to do it yourself. It's that type of energy, using the competition wisely so that it inspires you. And we have the mental prison energy here. So this is the Eight of Swords, and it's talking about being really, this is external forces. And I feel these people that were involved in this energy, it's representing this energy here. And they wanted you to be in this energy where you didn't know which way to go, you didn't know what to say, you didn't know what to do. But instead, what you did is you walked away and said, you know what, I'm going to go and approach this in my own way, and I'm going to move forward in my own way. And I think you've been very successful. It's taken quite a bit of energy out of you. But hey, look what we have here. So this is the external force energy. I feel this is you feeling duty bound because you actually, like, especially if this is family members, you actually care about these people, or these might be people that you've worked with for a long time, but with a new, you know, ownership of the company, or the new, you know, executive energy in the company, you are vying for your positions all over again. And maybe you know, these are your peers and you care about them, but hey, so you're kind of keeping yourself wrapped up in duty bound, but then eventually you go through these thoughts, and you know, the swords represent the element of air. So of course this is the thoughts. And so this could be letting go of the emotion of what has happened here. And even if this is a, you know, a romantic relationship, it's the same idea. Of, you know, there was a lot of emotion, but you managed to get past put these thoughts behind you, and you're deciding, okay, this person's getting ready to take action. They've got their foot forward in the right foot, and this is talking about taking action, and it's on dry ground. This left foot is still in a shallow puddle here, but it's not very deep. And so this is talking about the emotions are way less. You have mastered that. And you've been preparing for the interview or the walk away or whatever it is that you're planning to do here. And this can sometimes represent you know, look, this could be the thoughts of the other people behind your back. And this could be you walking away from your castle. You're putting this energy behind you and you're moving forward. It's good to see. So you're not in a mental prison anymore. You're about to walk free. And it's because you disciplined your emotions. I feel you come out of this and you're victorious, because you know, you can't control what other people say or do. You can't control whether people love you or not. You know, but you can control whether you react or you respond to that energy. So the internal forces you do have control over. The external forces, it's more like you're asking, what the have happened here? And it's like, okay, there's been a lot, I feel an unsuspecting shift in energy here. And this has really, being in this energy has made you victorious. So this is good. And this is talking about a transition for you. And then we have the Page of Swords here. So the Page of Swords is, yeah, this is like a fresh thought coming in. This is you having an aha moment, basically, and being able to move forward in a strong way. Now, the Page of Swords, it's representing this energy of a younger version of the Knights, basically, like this energy here. So this, we have, it's interesting, we have two knights here from two different, like a cup and a pentacle, and then we have a sword and a passion here. So we have them all represented. But this is a page, and his thing is he already knows what the logical question is. He wants to know, he wants to think outside the box. That's why he's looking away from his element, and he is thinking outside the box using his intuition. He knows that these swords are double-edged. And this is, he's always seeking for more information. This energy is very much like new thoughts coming in, new information that can empower you. And this could represent like even the energy coming into this, if it's a company or it's a new relationship that you're having with someone, letting go of the old ones that are no longer working. It's talking about being in, this is your higher learning. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles coming in. And so this is pre-Empress energy. This is talking like you've gone from being in this energy to being able to dealing with all of this energy, this sabotage, having to learn how to be victorious, coming out of that, and still having this passion to keep going. Really, really good, Pisces. So this is talking about being at pre-Empress energy now, meeting that energy. And this is like going from 7 Pentacles now to 9. So this 9 of Pentacles energy is talking about a ratio, I feel like. Nikola Tesla used to say that, the great inventor and genius, would say, if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And she has the foresight, it's shown by the falcon here, to understand the give and take. Like she's learned to walk away from people who want her in this energy and want to keep her there, to just let them go do their own thing, and like, okay, I'm going to go look after my own needs as then. And you notice, I feel this is a ratio that Nicola was talking about. It's about like she has 9 pentacles in total, and she has her hand on these 6 pentacles. I feel that you were giving away a lot of your energy. This is talking about how much are you willing to invest your time, your money, energy into certain projects, into people you love, into any situations, into a company, like that sort of energy. How much are you, how much are you willing to invest yourself, and what do you anticipate the return to be? Is it a fair exchange of energy? Is it worth your time? And this is having learned that lesson definitely here. You've gone from 7 to 9. This is from 700K to multimillionaire, to put it into perspective. And this is talking about, notice how she has her hands on this 6 of Pentacles, because she knows, I need this to run my own. I can't be giving parts of this away. This is what I know I need to make my payments, to, be able to sleep at night, not worry about money, have that slush fund to be able to, in case something breaks down or an emergency comes up. And then she has these other 3 that she deals with. This is what she plays with, not this. And so she is maybe going to invest one in a more risky adventure now. And she's like, I'm willing to increase my financial portfolio by investing in this. And if it doesn't work out, well, it's not going to affect my ability to pay my bills. But if it does, it's going to raise the value. And perhaps that's what you've done. Instead of getting into all these petty arguments with these people, just moving forward and getting the job done. That's the energy I'm picking up here. And this could be like maybe another one of these pentacles you're going to give to charity, and another maybe saving up for a really beautiful vacation with your family. It's stepping into that energy. And this is talking about your career and reputation. So I feel like that definitely has been beneficial. And then we have, it's already in, it's already happening. This is like these 8 wands represent a passionate action that's already happening. It's happening in the spiritual, and it's starting to land. Toon, 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 toon. Like that. Like it's like you've turned these thoughts and put them behind you, and instead you've put your energy towards taking action and to better your situation and your family situation. And this is also something you need to be aware of. This can represent conception, and the pre-Empress energy can represent someone who's like the Empress is considered to be pregnant with possibilities. So sometimes this can represent pregnancy, and this can represent conception. So if you're not wanting that, if you're wanting to expand your family, you're fertile. And so is the person maybe that you just met here. So you want to make sure that you keep that in mind if you don't want that. And look at this. We have someone moving forward, definitely. I feel this is talking about having taken that, whatever happened here, and instead of sitting on it, applying fresh energy to it. That energy I was talking about, that Neptune to in Aries energy, it's about, okay, I may as well embrace this energy, and I feel that you figured it out. Good for you, Pisces. And so this is talking about wanting to expand your horizons. This person is standing on the precipice of change, wanting to, like, this sometimes can represent someone who's left a couplehood and is going out single, or someone who was single and has gone through the portal of being a couple. So it doesn't have to be, it can also just be talking about moving forward in a totally different way. His ships are sailing by, and I feel like you jumped on, when you saw those ships, you're like, I'm going to hop on one of those ships and go on an adventure and move forward in my life. And so this can be actually wanting to, this can be about taking business globally, or traveling, going on a holiday, that type of energy, like maybe you were able to save up for. And but I really do feel this is really good energy. It's talking about, this is the blessings coming in, and then this is all secrets that were out there, this energy shifting, and you are able to expand at this time because you're taking passionate action, and you're doing so from a position of not out of fear or trying to please anyone. You're like, whatever, I'm going to see what I can do to improve my performance here. Good job. Like, really, really good energy. And the new moon is in Gemini, and Gemini energy can be very logical, but across from the new moon, across from Gemini is Sagittarius energy. And whatever your opposing sign is, that is going to have an effect on you, and you're going to, like Gemini and Sagittarius, that energy is opposing. So the Gemini energy is very logical, and the Sagittarius energy is very much more like this, like wanting that passionate action as well as. So this is talking about that moon on the 14th coming up. That energy is really beneficial for this type of energy. So just keep that in mind. For those of you who are leaving this reading here, thank you for your time and energy, your likes and comments and subscribes. I really appreciate them. It really does help me build my channel. And for those that want further clarification, I'm going to use my Oracle, Tales from the Vector. This is one of the paintings from that series. This is the series for the horoscope paintings. I did 12. This is actually an ink drawing that is reproduced on canvas. All right, so from the bottom of the deck, the numbers on these cards are numbers as the paint. I have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and this oracle I started back in 2007, and in 2020 I completed all 64 paintings. So now this energy here is the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in my on my website in the gallery. There we have you showing up for yourself here. And so I will put the numbers of the paintings in the order they appear here. So if you want to check them out, you can. They say a painting can paint 1,000 words. So maybe it could give you further clarity to your situation. So we do have higher manifestation ability than this is shifting like that. I feel this is kind of like a people-pleasing energy. So there's people like, I just get this energy like no matter what you do, they're still talking about you. So you may as well do what pleases you, if that makes sense to you. And then this is the hangman. So the hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge upside down because he wants to get a good perspective. Like he wants to look at the problem, the issue from every angle to figure out what before he takes action. And I feel that's what you've done. You've studied the competition. You've studied how can I shift this for myself? And it's put you in you've learned to control your emotions and not get involved in this backstabbing energy. That's quite common actually in office politics from what I've been told. And this is talking about the hangman energy. can also talk about being stuck if you stay in that energy. And the Tower hits, and I feel like the Tower, I feel like this is less of a romantic reading and more of it even strikes me as being kind of like a maybe like, you know, the Page of Wands has been working for the King of Wands for some time. And so this could be a company that was run a certain way and you've been there a long time. And so have a lot of your peers. And now it's changing because there's new ownership or some sort of energy like that. It can represent families. It could be a family business, whatever. But it has, the Tower is that. Like there's just, oh my God, everything's changing. And a lot of people are panicking. And instead of panicking, you've decided to embrace that Pisces moving. Oh, well, I may as well be like a newborn baby then. I'm going to learn how to do this stuff over. And here you are actually representing yourself here. And this is in your abundance. So this is really good to see. And this is the King, and he's the one who's the innovative thinker. Really awesome. And then we have the Chariot. This is talking about this energy. It's coming in now. There's a transition happening. And this is talking about, you know, falling and failing in love is a matter of eye. And so the transition here, this walking away, I feel like it might be less about romance. It could be the same. Like maybe you're doing both at the same time with that June 9th energy. Get it all done in one. What is it? Kill two birds with one stone. Maybe you were having an office romance. Who knows? So this is falling and failing in love is a matter of eye. So this is a choice to work on yourself and pour that energy into yourself so that you can learn from the competition and you can figure out, okay, how can I get this position? How can I improve my performance? It's taking responsibility for your own actions. And then the scotoma is like when there's a blind spot. So a scotoma is just like when some of the pixels in your eyes aren't lining up quite. They're a little blurry. And you don't really notice that so much, you know, until, unless it's like right on the pupil or something. And so it's talking about, you know, not being able to see something that everybody else can see. Well, if they're all talking and gossiping behind your back, that could be why. But it's also being able to see something that none of them can see. And I feel like you could see, I figured out a way that I'm going to handle this shift in this energy here. And it's working out really good. And there's, you know, this card is saying there's a reason for the windshield being bigger than the rearview mirror. And that's because you learn from the past and then you move forward. You don't stay in the past and complain. It's changing, oh no. And so this is talking about ego. Yeah, you know, this is one of the karmic spaces that we run into. And really, you know, your ego can, if you get too much in your ego and then think that you have control over change in the world or change in a company. And well, we've always done it this way. Like we're going to make these new people do it our way. We're not going to do it their way, even though they just purchased the company. It's not going to work out very well for you. This is a trauma queen. So this is these are major, you know, there's certain situations, the usual suspects that come up for why things don't work. And then there's the major accomplices. And then one of those major accomplices is being dramatic about something, being childish about it, you know, that type of energy. And this is just basically saying life's a slice, hold the drama. If some people have taken over a company and they want to make changes and do things a certain way and you're being all dramatic about it, well, you're probably not going to get the position. You might not even have a job anymore. So then, you know, it's that sort of outlook. And then we have the sun coming in here, and this is talking about the sun is the happiest card in the deck. And this is talking about transition from this gloomy energy. I feel like this has been a real blessing for you. It's like, yay, the sun is out. This new you prefer the way things are now compared to the old way, while everybody else is preferring the old way to this new way. And so this is the happiest card in the deck. So when it comes up, it shines its light over everything. And also, shining its light, it also means that it's coming to the truth of the situation, of the matter. Like you're figuring out how to deal with this energy. And then we have God's judgment coming in. So I feel that this energy here, like I'm using a company as like, because it feels like it definitely could be that type of energy. But it also could be a family business, or this could represent people you care about. It could be your significant other, because this energy is in partnerships, commitments, and spousal energy. But this is also talking about a higher judgment. And so this is about, learning, being willing to learn and be able to move forward in a new way, even though you're a Pisces. For everyone involved, the Pisces energy would be the one that's, definitely severely affected by this change. And the Pisces energy, Virgo and Pisces would be affected quite a bit by this energy. And then we have, look at who comes up. Virgo, of course. My oracle it's pretty accurate. Like I'll just all of a sudden, normally this energy, this is definitely talking about the adapting to this change, and look at the benefit of doing it and having strong communication. And this is like, see, the Virgo energy is about being able to communicate with yourself and others in a strong way. It's ruled by Mercury, which rules over communication. And it's talking about analytical critique, how valuable that can be. Analytical critique is a very valuable thing, and Virgo energy is very good at analytical critique. And you have to be aware, though, that sometimes with Virgo energy, the analytical critique can turn into anal criticism. Virgo energy is very much, they're that way with themselves, so they tend to be that way with others. The other thing that's coming up as soon as I said that was also the idea of the anal criticism. Uranus is moved into the sign of Gemini, and it's bringing the truth out of almost every situation. And every day we're seeing a truth like coming out in weird ways. Like I'm still kind of like, wow, it's just so kind of crazy how there's so much happening in the world. And all over the internet, there's this big fight over Legos, but it's bringing all the cracks in the systems up, like just like here, where the king is trampled in here, where, okay, so there's clearly something not working in this old system. We're going to need to make an adjustment here. And it's like that kind of the Gemini moon, and that's the one on the 14th. That moon is in Gemini. So with Uranus in Gemini, and it's going to be there for the next 7.5 to 8 years. So we're talking like a truth a day, keeping the devil at bay. That's what I figure. But it's really wild how the truth is coming out in such strange ways. Like it's like out of the blue, these situations. And so you got to have a little bit of a sense of humor about it. You can't take everything too seriously, even if it's a serious situation. You've got to sometimes see like, okay, like this is wild, like the humor of it. And so we have the Empress energy. Look at this. So it's basically saying you've now gone from that pre-Empress energy to the Empress energy when this new attitude really kicks in. And I feel like this is really benefiting you. This is such a good example of learning from the competition and being inspired by it instead of being like dragged down by it. And we have anger. And so, yeah, that's another karmic space. See, sometimes when that kind of change comes in, people will get fired or whatever because they can't adapt. And then they'll be angry like at this company, or they'll be angry and they're like, how dare they, fire me? And I was, da-da-da. But the thing is, anger is a good motivator for a short period of time. And there is such a thing as righteous anger. But if you sit in anger for too long, then you just pass it down from one generation to the other. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Angry people tend to raise angry children. And maybe that's coming in. Maybe that's something that's in your family. Like great-great-grandfather had something happen, and the whole family's like, it's passed down. So and so did this to great grandfather, like 120 years ago, and then that's passed down, and now here you are 4 generations later, and you're supposed to be angry about something, and you never even met great grandfather, and quite frankly, you don't want to be angry, but like everybody wants you to be. It's that sort of energy. It's silly energy. So it's a good karmic space not to fall into. Anger can motivate people. I mean, you can get a lot done with anger, but it's very acidic and it's not much fun. Whereas this is a more happy way to deal with it. So I really like this reading, Pisces. Really, really good advice here. And like really impressed that it's you who's managed of everyone to really, okay, well then I guess if that's what I got to do, that's what I'm going to do. Good attitude. That's why we maybe had so much energy coming in here of the fiery energy. Sometimes if you mix fire with water, it creates steam. So maybe there is a steamy relationship on the horizon as well. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing. I'm honored when you do so, and I will be back with another reading for you soon. There's not a bonus reading for the new moon. That's the only real astrological new thing that's coming in. So I'm going to do some random shift readings instead. All right, Pisces, bye for now. Oh, you're a happy kitty now.